I stopped doing these early morning intros. I keep meaning to do the intro like the night before, and then I just never do it and wake up and I go, I gotta do this. So we're on the turnpike, we're headed up to Clermont right now. We're gonna fish the Clermont chain. I tried to do some pre-fishing videos up there. It is going to be tough today, unless somebody has something figured out that I don't know, or had more time to really dissect the different lakes up there. To be honest, 5 fish might just win this. 5 fish, anywhere between 60 and 75 inches, I think you're in contention. If you get over 80, I think you win. The chain is a really, it's a unique chain. People talk about fishing the Clermont chain a lot, but almost always they include Johns Lake in it, and Johns Lake is a big bass fishery. I think last year during the KBF event there, the guy who won fished Johns Lake and pulled out I think he had over 90 inches one day and then over 100 on the other. So it's a good lake. I've fished it before. It's really clean water, completely separate from the Clermont actual chain though. So if we're talking about the actual chain of lakes where they're all connected, most of those lakes are heavy tanic stained, and I'm not talking like East Lake Toho where it's a tanic stain but it's clear water. I'm talking like it's dark water. There's no offshore vegetation that I could find. There's a lot of deep holes out there, a lot of deep structure lakes, but this is spawn, and everything I was looking at in offshore, it's either crappie or catfish. No real bass grouped up, nothing schooling, because we're in the middle of spawn. So this chain is going to be tough. A lot of people kind of stayed quiet about it, and I was talking with a teammate, and we're gonna end up fishing the same lakes together just because there's not a lot going on. In the pre-fishes that I had, the total pre-fishes, which amounted to about 2 days, I had 6 or 7 fish total. The biggest of which was maybe 14.5 inches. So it's not going to be an awesome day, at least from my perspective, but we're going to go with positive attitude. We're just going to try to get 5 and move on from there. Hopefully catch one real good kicker. Maybe we'll catch one big female that's either pushed up or is on a bed or something. And today we're going to do something that I normally don't do when I fish, and we're going to go pitch and flip, because what else do we have? There's the heavy tanic stain in these lakes is from the cypress trees, and I mean it's a heavy tannic, so the water is very acidic, so not a lot of vegetation can grow in there. The lakes I'm going to fish has the most vegetation I've seen by far, and all the bites I've had were up real tight to vegetation. The only thing that might make a difference is that we have a storm system coming in later this afternoon or overnight, and it might push the fish into some feeding, but I don't see them leaving the tightness of the shoreline, which is also another difficult thing to fish, because fish, when they're spawning down here, they like shallower water, that 3, 4 foot, 5 foot range, unless the water's super clear. And most of the shoreline here, you're 10 feet, 10, 20, 30 yards offshore, or 30 feet offshore, and it's like 8, 9, 10 feet deep. It's going to be an interesting day, but we're going to get up here to the ramp and launch, and we'll give it our best shot. We'll see what happens. You probably can't see anything right now, but I'm in my first spot. The area that I'm fishing, nobody else is here. I got to the ramp and there were already 4 boats launching. I'm assuming these people either made super long runs, and that's why they were there so early, or they fished everywhere else and figured that they'd give this a shot. I know my teammate's going to be here, but he's going to make a run up to the mouth of this creek. That's where he wants to go. Alright, 1 minute to go. Actually, less than a minute. fish for here. Oh, stay in the boat. Stay in the boat. Stay in the boat. Oh. First things first. Let's get this out of our way. Second here. Okay. It's a male. Little head on him. In the grass. Let's see here. 14 and a half. All right. That's one. Up. Oh, wasn't very big. It might have been a gar. Alright, possibly 2 other bites, but that's not a given. One I'm pretty sure wasn't a bass, and the other one I'm pretty sure was grass. Just the way the worm was going through it felt like something dinged it. A couple of boats out here. Must be locals because I don't know how they got up through the chain. The parking lot's pretty full. Alright, we gotta make a move. Over to the first spot that I had marked off. We're actually hooked into some. Let's see if we can catch them over there. Well, the one thing that's got me hoping is the conditions for this spot up here that I'm going to are exactly the same as they were the last time I was here. A little bit windier than it is now, but the fish were kind of stacked up in this corner back here. I had two bites, back-to-back casts. Weren't big, but I mean, if I get 2, then I've got 3 fish on the well. I just need 2 more after that. Alright, it looks like we got some rain coming in, so I'm gonna put the camera away and get dressed up because it's cold and I can't be wet and cold. Alright, we're going to do this quick update while I can. This is what's coming. It's been, the thunders for the most part stayed on either side of us, which is weird and actually good too. But there's a big band coming, and then it should clear up. It might take an hour or so, I don't know. But I've caught 2 fish, one under a dock. The dock actually had a feeder on it, and it went off, which is why I found it. And then the fish were going nuts. But obviously they're not bass, but bass will eat those fish, like bluegill and stuff. So caught one under a dock. Next bite I got, I came out here and saw a fish busting in the middle of the rain and the storm, and I happened to get on top of him and throw right where he jumped, and he hit it. Not big, 14 1/4 and 13 1/4. Not huge by any means, but hey, I need 2 more fish. So we're gonna play it safe. We don't want to do anything stupid, but I'm gonna kind of hang up at the shoreline up here just in case I've got to bail. So let me get off this edge here and kind of work my way up there before that next band comes through. And hopefully the band just dissipates and we don't ever get it, or we just get rain and no thunder. We'll see. All right, I think we're good for now. I've missed 2 fish in this matted mess here. Just dragging it across and letting the bait drop down. I don't know if they're big or not. One I think might have been a gar, just the way that it hit it. One was definitely a bass, and I missed that one. It wasn't big. Apparently some guys who caught a couple 19s on the board, and then it was a big one, like 22 3/4. I mean, my limit's just to get 5. If I can get 5, then I'm happy. ideally I'd be doing this with braid, but like I said, I didn't think any of this stuff was thick enough where I'd need it, and I don't want to completely re-spool this. I just re-spooled this reel like between this tournament and the last one. It's not something I don't want to waste the money on the line. Alright, there's 4. Not a giant, but he's a keeper. Alright, let's see here. 13 3/4. Alright. That's 4. One more. He's still on. Nope. All right. God, I hope he makes 12 inches. We're gonna find out here. Please be 12. Oh my gosh, he makes 12. Actually make 12 1/4. Thank you, Dink. All right, well that gets me 5. I'm gonna have to call if I want to win or even, hopefully maintain a spot. But it gets me over 60 inches. I've got a limit, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm sitting at 67 right now. If that's the case. Everything, I don't know. It's super frustrating to work an entire edge of a lake like that and get no hits. Finally got one. I figured, man, there might be something back here. This undeveloped side. This is the matted stuff. They seem to be, besides that first one I caught, and all the ones I've caught pitching. Let's go that way. Have seemed to come off stuff where it's matted, and they can get underneath it. And that guy was really skinny and thin. Beginning of the next wave of rain is coming through. I'm gonna fish down to these reeds, try these few docks, and I'm gonna skip over and head back to where I had some bites earlier. See if I can get them to come up out of that grass again. Shit, come on, man. There's 2 in here. One there, one here. Don't know why. I thought I set that up pretty well.
Not much to go on, but caught him in some offshore grass. Alright, so we're gonna go back over here where I missed this fish. Dragging the bandido bug through the grass up here. I think that they're probably in here. I think that they're probably stacked up in here just like they were back there. I got somebody next to me fishing back there, and it's back where I was this morning. I think I have to get further back in where it's a little bit more matted. I'm pretty sure I can get some more fish out of this area. And I'm gonna work my way back towards the dock over there. Alright, so that's it. Tournament's over. I am sweaty and gross. I want to go home and take a nap. I am tired. I did what I wanted to do, which was catch a limit. And we kind of went into this tournament knowing I wasn't going to get a big bag just because of the way that things went in the pre-fish and things that I've researched. You know, if John's Lake would have been on here, I would have gone to John's Lake. And that probably could have done very well there, but it wasn't included. It's just the direct chain, and you know, the guy that won, he had one good fish, which was 19 3/4, and that got him the win. And he had, I think, right around 73 inches, and I finished up at 68.5, and my teammate finished up at 69.5, so an inch difference. We fished the same lakes. He just was in a different section, and it is what it is, you know. I did exactly what I wanted to do, which was catch 5 fish and do as best I could, and it just worked out. A lot of guys did not catch 5 fish today. I think only 4 of us had a limit of 5. The rest of the guys struggled to get that last fish, and a couple people had some real nice ones. Someone got a 22 3/4, so that's a nice fish, but they weren't able to come up with that last fish to kind of overtake us, so it worked out. I caught 6 fish today. I had one call that I caught at 12 1/4, and then I ended up catching a 12 3/4. So I got a half-inch call on that one. I missed a couple because I didn't have braid on, and I was talking to Chris Mitchell, and he had the same issue where we both missed some fish that we were pitching on just because he was using fluoro. He ended up switching to braid. I didn't have braid with me. I didn't want to restring my rod, considering I just re-spooled it a couple weeks ago. So if I get into a situation where I know I'm going to have to pitch and flip again, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put braid on that one, and I've been thinking about doing it anyway, but I didn't have time to do it this week. So the next tournament, I probably will put it on there just so I can rip stuff through that vegetation just a little bit better. So I ended up missing 4 fish. 3 of them I know for sure were bass, and they may have helped me get another 3 inches. It wouldn't have been enough to kind of take the lead, but it is what it is. Was I frustrated? Sure, but I knew that I was on the right pattern, pitching and flipping into the grass, especially where it was really thick. The fish that I missed were in really, really thick stuff, and that's where I was catching them. The exception was the first fish, which was out in the middle, one under the dock, and then one was in the lily pads, but the one that was in the lily pads was chasing bait around, so I was able to catch him. So overall, I'm happy with how I did, and we just got to get ready for the next tournament. It's another top 3 finish. That's 2 for me this year out of 4 tournaments, 2 top 3s, 3 top 5s. So I'll take that, and we just got to get ready for the next one on Walk on Water. And I've never been there. It's supposed to be a real good lake. There's only 2 launches on it, so the majority of the lake will probably be inaccessible for a lot of people unless they make a really long run. We'll see how it goes.